Hello and welcome to One Way, where we go one way and that's west. And of course, when we start with this screen, I'm showing you that the world has been purged. Yeah, like I can speak. So every once in a while, I think this will be the third time that it happened, that when I purged the world, I deleted a little too much, and there's some corrupty holes that we gotta worry about. But anyway, while it loads, there we go. This is done on a phone. You might hear clawing and scratching noises to make certain maneuvers happen. Otherwise, it's held at a wide stance to avoid that. However, that comes at the cost of precision control, such as walking into trees, buildings, pits of death, and hopefully no corrupty holes, which we have not done so far. And as you can see in front of you, as it generates in, we have some corrupty holes. Because sometimes it just doesn't go smoothly. There's some back there as well. I think it's just the very first 4 chunks in the yeah, definitely not go faster right now. Get around the corrupty holes. And once we get past the 4 chunks rendering, and of course we're moving a little slow so we don't wind up falling in those holes. Yeah, you can even see the bottom of the world there. Alright, I think there's one right here. No, there isn't. I think we're in the safe zone at this point. So less than 1 million blocks to go, and we shrunk the world down. It got to over a gig, and now it's about 150 megs. And jump. So it is Friday, the day before washer dryer phase, which this was not a smart move. So it's thunder and lightning out right now. Although the meat of the storm has passed by. But and not a single block came this way. It's supposed to be leaving us pretty soon. And move the player forward. There we go. And we'll steal more from here because we can, just to bolster up our block count. Yep, you can break. Yeah, raining a bit hard out there. I'm sure you can hear it. Because I've wondered if you could before, and it was definitely in the video. Yeah, so we got past Corruptoland, and we should be okay. Move. We should be okay now that anything we fall into is naturally occurring. Now we can break. So I don't know how much of today is going to be ruined by the weather. It is supposed to be very spotty rain and thunderstorms, and we went too far up. Let's just make movement happen. Nice jump. And it actually was. Actually, that was pretty well done there. That was just a thing. Break. Out of here. Of course, it's giving us terrain that's not helping. You know, how else would it go? Jump. There we go. Jump again. There we go. Okay, a little too much yaw there. And we can jump. We're not swinging swords, we're jumping. And that time I was a little too far off. Alright, over here. Over here. Then over here. Break. Break. Nice jump. I'm glad the jump button did absolutely nothing, which this game really likes doing, is not jumping when it's pressed. Even Windows 10, I notice it likes to do that. And, well, that jump helped. You know, we have low block, when we aren't dropping too many blocks down, I like to try to jump so that as we head down, like you're seeing, we keep moving forward, whereas if we just let it drop like that, our progress stops as we go down. Yeah, so every once in a while when we purge the world, corruption, low-level corruption happens. Not enough to kill the game, which I know if a world's truly corrupted, it may not even run. Which every single time I make an episode, as well as purging the world, that was a jump that wasn't needed, but, well, not knowing if that was a pit of death, it was probably a good thing that we did. But anyway, every time I make an episode, I back up the world. And just in case something goes wrong with it, or if I record an episode and some game glitch causes the world to either fail or causes me to die and start at the very beginning again, then I can just pull up the backup. However, as I've always said, if I do die from my own undoing, like if I die and then take the spawn point bed and move it, or accidentally break the spawn point and die and start over again, that'll be the end of the series. That, and second likely thing, if we can get far enough past the 8.3 million, where I have to purge the world again, then there will be no save. There will be no spawn point saved, and it would literally become do or die. Or the far least likely thing that would ever happen is we successfully get to the striped farlands. Alright, we get it. Yeah, gaming glitches are not an acceptable game over. We just pull up the spare that worked before and retry. I screw up, or we no longer have a spawn point by normal play and die, then that is game over. Like if I just accidentally destroyed that bed after making it spawn and I got killed here somehow, that was game over. So it's my first break, and there's no overtime, so I made my schedule that it's start early, so it's not a pain to get here. Yeah, I'll just go around. So it's not a pain to get here, and leaving early, which doesn't really make much of a difference. But getting here at the hours that I initially put down, yeah, kind of suck. Major pain to get here. Because under normal circumstances, especially overtime where I follow it a bit better, normally it's break, lunch, break, it's break, break, lunch. But like I said, I'm not sure that as of now, there's just one thunderstorm, and it happens to be over us right now. And supposedly, we'll be okay, maybe for the second break. And lunch is a wild card. You know what? I see this treeless zone, so I'm going to pull in over here. I'm going to back up slightly. And put me where I don't want to be. However, on a half block, so I mean at least we can get that much. We got 14 of the... Okay, over. How about over? There we go. Simple enough. There's a concept. And we'll just break some here. Alright. We're jumping. Hate when it stutters like that. Well, alright, that wouldn't be a pit of death, but wasn't good. I need to be moving, and we're not. Alright, that was dumb. That was just plain stupid. I don't like this. I would like to move. Jumping, not swinging swords. How about we move the player? Alright, so what I'm going to do is place a boat. And we do this because if we're not on an exact half block increment, we could fall through the world and die when we continue the game. So either sit in something bigger than a block like we're doing, or immediately after sleep, not move. We could look around, but not move anything in any direction. So immediately after sleep or in a boat, we're safe. See you whenever next time is. And we're back. Well, it looked like the Friday's weather had cooperated. It didn't seem that it was going to, but it did. We're going to have to go backwards a little bit here. Seriously, we can't cross. Well, we know that we ultimately can. It's just a matter of where. Then we're jumping. There we go. Alright, you see water on... Move the player. There we go. Moving the player. Imagine that. And we're not being able to jump. Or jumping. Or we can't. Now we can. Alright, we've reached the edge. We can see that. We're just gonna... Just so we don't have to deal with the topography that much. And... go. Yep, jumping. I didn't swing swords. I was playing jump. Yeah, actually, getting closer to 0. Actually, the topography got a little better. Alright, we weren't going to clear that. Every now and then I do stop. That was an intent. That was intentional. An intent. Because I couldn't see what was there. That's how sometimes we avoid the pits of death. And no, I'm not swinging swords, I'm jumping. And another very small pit. It would have been an annoying one because it was filled with water. I mean, if it's going to be a long drop, and we've had some of those, if it's got water at the bottom, then we got lucky. And missed the jump button there. I mean, for this type of biome, this actually isn't all that... Okay, I'm gonna jinx it by saying it, but we're able to move them fairly well. Alright. Again, I wasn't sure what I was heading towards. No exit. Oh, God. I misinterpreted that as a ledge, not that, you know? Alright, so bed. Worry about the junk a little later. There we go. Could always grab more of this because when we run out of dirt, or when we have too much of the stone, then we'll just yeah, we'll keep going for the sake of moving. Does this go anywhere? Let's find out. Looks like it might. You can turn. Turn again. And no. That was a waste of time. Well, sometimes you don't know till you try. Alright, we need to back up a little. Need to back up a little more. I thought I was on a half block, but apparently I wasn't. So I had to jump again. Alright, we're still a hill to overcome, so we're still not there. There we go. Oh, I don't like what I see now. I'm gonna move closer to it a little bit. We're going to let me move closer to it now. Here we go. And jump. Well, that would have been a miracle. We did clear the rocks, which is what I was trying to actually do. break. Alright, that was not a necessary jump, and hey, a village. And a smithy to begin with. These particular smithies are a bit of a crapshoot, though. But I'll take them. Let's check our armor. Armor's okay. We don't need what was there. How are we doing with the beds? Alright. Okay, plant a tree. Nope, I want chest. Hit detection's terrible in this game. They put themselves on cliffs all the time somehow. Some way, for some reason. Well, that was kind of pathetic. I don't know if there was more. Oh, yep, there is. Now we just need to move. How about we go over here and we move the player? There we go. Now we can go this way. Jumping. Well, we could have jumped when the jump button was pressed. Silly idea, but I know that it was something that could have happened. Nope. We're full. How about we let me move? Move the player. Jumping. I missed the button that time again. Useless building. Anyway. Water time. Place. Place. This is why it's important to place. Okay, we need to swim. Need to get 4 chunks away and then come back. And up, up. Now, boat. The game really does not respond. Anyway, finally, let's raise our perspective a little bit so we can see the sun coming. Of course, now this is when the sun comes. Okay, more land further along. Good. really don't like putting a spawn point in the ocean, because if we're too far away from anything and we die, and that's our respawn point, it might be a game over. As in, the whole adventure is lost. And the odds are very... Nope, don't want that. The odds are very minimal, and we can turn. First, what we're going to do is place a bed. And we're going to select. Let's make it red, then orange next time. If there's a... If we don't hit a village along the way. Here we go. Let's see if we got a golden apple in this chest. No. So it is Saturday, but it's early Saturday. I wanted to get the wash done early. So, oh goody, we got a speed zone. That's really going to help us move. Oh, good, we caught it. Of course, every now and then I let go. It helps to, usually, it helps to regain control of the boat. Instead of slipping and sliding, it actually regains traction. By the way, past the 8 point... I know I'm just said 8.3, so I'm just going to go with the short number. Past the 8.3 million, I believe the documentation says these speed zones will still work. And it's the only thing that will work. Unless, of course, I spent a crap load of time playing the game, defeating the Ender Dragon and getting some Elytra wings. Okay, that was just graphical glitch. Last thing I want to do is fall in a hole of corruption, which shouldn't exist. I mean, when I purge the world, that can happen. But at this speed, oh boy, not good. Right through the wickets. Nice. Alright, turn a little more. Even more. Giant iceberg. Turn this way. Not quite through the wickets, or at all. But I got through it. And the end. But hey, that was a nice bump. Over here. Oh, actually, I think it'll be faster to just do that. Alright, we're just 500 blocks away from the 7450. No, 7470 kilometer block. I don't know where the 50 came from, but heading towards that 256 mark, but it's also a lot easier to move on this side apparently. And if that kind of goes away, which it appears to be dying off, then work our way towards the equator again. Yeah, we're gonna probably be a little over 200, which isn't all that bad. Village, pressing jump. Wasn't pressing swing swords. No way to get to village. We're jumping. We're gonna make our way to the village. Move. No, I pressed jump. Even highlighted the button when I pressed it. Which shows you don't want to do your work. Game doesn't want to do anything. Alright, those are all the beds we need. Now we just... How about we let me move the player? Did I pick up something I don't... No, I didn't. Alright, there's a specific building we're looking for. And we can't move. Break. Is building of any use? Jumping. Not what I wanted. And we're moving the player. We're moving the player. Alright, yeah, this is a completely useless building. Alright, it's getting dark. Borrow your bed. It's yours after this. Obviously. Thank you, have a nice day. I guess it's the end at this point, in terms of, well, easier progression. And we can... My finger was right on the button again. There's no reason for it to not have gone. Here, more this way. Okay, move the player. Move the player. Alright, bad move. Jumping. I mean, again, the button even highlighted. Place boats. Place. Board. Much better. Oh yeah, we also crossed the 7470 kilometer block. It's possible we could hit the 7490s. Not quite make it to 7.5 million. That'll be the next show. Assuming all goes decent. I always say, once I get into this, I really just stop talking, because as the old saying goes, you can't walk and chew gum at the same time, even though it is possible. People that make good money can do it. I'm talking the ability to talk and play the game. You just get too engrossed into it, and speech center gets shut off. Alright, we're going too far towards the south. Not terribly bad though, but go a little far in the other direction. I see the end portal over there, but yeah, it's not as far as it seems, so let's just remember where the boat is. Alright, that unnecessary jump actually was a help. And a waste of time. And Dave Grohl it. And we remembered where the boat was. Yeah, I should have just ignored it. And we go a little further in the other direction now. And we're not talking really bad. Usually means we wind up going too far. The 256 and above, where the precision gets compounded. 512 even worse. I don't think we ever got past 1024 in either direction on the Z. Oh, you know, on the X we're definitely a little further than 1024. Alright, fun time has ended. Perfect. Yep, brake. Brake. Washer is ended, but we're in a bad spot. Brake. Alright, it's almost time to sleep, so we're just gonna... Jump was unnecessary there. Might have been necessary there. Portal over there. Alright, over here, jumping. Alrighty, so it looks like we might have another speed zone coming up. So, off camera I'm gonna sleep, and when we come back, it's dryer phase. We're back. We're getting off because, nope. Even though we had a golden apple there, we have a gold block here. While we're at it, too far. Move the player. Move the player. Move the player. Move the player. There we go. See if this will move. Brake. Brake. Yeah, I'm pressing. Probably should be trying. Alright, so and we have a second one. And of course that will go in the wrong position. Much better capture that time. Turn. Turn. We're gonna have to go a little this way. It looks like this wasn't gonna last. We got something out of it. Jumping. Well, maybe it will keep going. For a little bit. We don't want the ice spikes. Out here, that means we can't move. can't go that way. There's a polar bear around. We need to move. We need to... Nope, not this way. Not this way. Turn. Not there. We're going to have to back up a little bit. And the boat's gone. This player didn't want to move. We have 45 things. We can't move the player because now we can. Move the player. Move the player. We're not on the ice. We should be able to move the player. Because we're in stone land here, we'll just use stone for now. Then we can revert back. Need a chest, need a boat, therefore chest boat. You need to cut down another birch tree. Jumping. Oh, now we're in this crap. How about the sword? Move the player. Ice spikes, not good. Drop there. Get Dave Grohl over there. Doesn't matter, we're heading north, so it's not, and that's bad. And the dryer's broken. All right, we gotta stop. And I am at the laundromat. And I got lucky. I'm not dead. As I say, we need to pause in a boat or right after a sleep because we'd be on an exact half block increment. Like I said, I got very lucky. And go. Sun's that way. Bed is this way. Sleeping goes that way. Oh, food. So I gotta keep an eye on the clock. And because now we're relegated to a laundromat for the time being, these are probably going to be a lot shorter now. And what would be nice is the ability to traverse. And we gotta kind of go against the flow here. Nope, nope, wrong direction. Wrong direction. Wrong direction. Just this way. There we go. Can't move in the direction we're pointing in, can we? When we get up to the chest, turn. Should have been close enough. We can just turn. Not. How about we move this way? There we go. And that was not worth the effort. Alright, we actually grabbed the boat this time in spite of not moving again, which is how we lost the other boat. Alright, that's going to take too long. Jumping into a village. Alright, how many beds do we need? Just one. This should be easy. Of course, it has to be a door facing east-west. Nope. This way, and go. The player. Looking for smithies. Don't seem to be any around. And we're jumping. course, a little too far. How else would that work? Jumping. No, I don't want to be down here. Up here. No, we're gonna have to go backwards. I don't want to be here. Might have been a water pit. How about the sword? I'm really just hoping it's just the belt, but I have a bad feeling it's more than that, because the way my world works, the worst case scenario is always the scenario. The motor probably took a dump. I figure the belt broke because the drum rotated quite easy after it broke as a whole. Okay, I need to be moving this way. These movements are not helping. I'm jumping. Yeah, I can't see. Okay, we're moving. All right, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back in my car and when we sleep, and see you then. And we're back, and we're not moving the player. Alright, so I gotta keep an eye on the clock. When it gets close to a certain time, then I know the dryer's going to stop. Okay, that's just getting worse. But that's the way we need to go. We're going to move the player now. Feels like my thumb is sliding off the control. Also racing a thunderstorm, that good-sized thunderstorm heading this way. The only good thing, and I mean that very loosely, is that the laundromat is going to get done a lot faster. But that means these are going to get shorter for a bit. Actually, we're not going to need that quite yet. So next episode, we'll still hit 7.5 million. But we're not going to get as far as we used to. Although, if we have bad weather, we probably can. And supposedly there's actually a day during the actual week instead of a Saturday where it's going to actually be bad. Right now things are okay, and like I said, a thunderstorm is coming. I should be out of here before that happens. The only good thing to come out of it. The food. Yeah, that's going too far in the other direction, which is why we're not going that way. Alright, water pit. Go this way. And jumping. That was an important jump, even if it wasn't life or death. Ah, oh, come on. Go backwards. We're jumping. Looks like we were going to hit the ocean again anyway. I didn't trust you. I did not trust the game. And we can move the player. Move the player. Alright, so a little less than an hour to go. Of course, help if I can actually make the jump. That was not good. I think we got a way out there. So if I haven't said it already, I'm now in my car, which I think I did, now that I think about it. And of course there has to be a radio playing music. How else would it work? I feel bad being one of those, one of those that came to the laundromat only to dry stuff because they like you to only use it if you're washing and drying, but this isn't like I'm just using it because I just have a washer and don't have a dryer. Well, I do. That's the case now, but it wasn't when we started this. And we can jump when jump is pressed. And jumping. Trying to avoid the darker areas. We can go 100% more than that. There we go. Ooh, vine helped. Jump. How about we move the player that position? There we go. Keep going. You can definitely see better. Not perfect, but better. Move the player. Sword. Very unresponsive. Very unresponsive game. Nice jump. I could see the bottom of that pit. Place the boat. And it's starting to rain a little bit. Not terribly bad. But the fact that it's raining again since March. And then there's this guy that's knocking on the door of a business that's closed and no one's around. Unless he works there and the guy that owns it's actually there, but in the back. Yeah, come to look in the back, there is a light on there now, so who knows. Board. Oh, that was a little pointless, but sometimes it's the fastest way. Place. Oh, we're well over the 256, so we might as well try to shave some of that distance off. I mean, mangroves are okay. I mean, not the best. Yeah, I'm beginning to think I should have just stayed off course. Or maybe not. Okay, you can move the player. Move the player. Dark spot. Not good. Oh, well, minor. Hitting the steering wheel there. Jumping, jumping, jump. Okay, there we go. Hit the button. Might help. Even when I do hit the button, we know how the game doesn't like to do it. Well, even Windows 10, it doesn't like to do it. It's got to be a Bedrock thing. That was the important thing. And let's do this. And over here. Over here. And we don't have a choice. We have to deal with a mountain. Jumping, jumping, jumping. Finger was on the button. Eat the food. Wow, game is so unresponsive. Okay, this way. Yep. And exit. Jump. Nope, nope, no duck. Move. Good. Break. Use the tree to help us get a little further up. And use another tree to help get further up. Yep, turn. Oh, no wonder you can't turn. All right. Jumping. It's always one block too little. Break. Break. So we can go down here, same thing, yep. Keep going. Okay, the tree stopped us there. That killed any progress there. So, move the player. Keep going. Oh, more. Break. Okay, I'd like to be moving the player now. Move the player. And we're into this crap now. Boat. And we jump. Break. Well, I have to really point everything out, don't I? I'd like something to go the correct way, please. That kind of helped a little bit. That helps. Break. Not the way it should have been done, but whatever. Next bed. And no ducking. Pressing. Jumping. Break. All right, can we now move the player? Are we yet another mountain range to deal with? Can we just get by? Jumping. Move player. This way. Break. Good, that's actually what I wanted. For some reason that happened. I'd like to do something besides mountains. Nope, we need to move the player. There we go. Jumping. Like something besides mountains. Well, we're not going to make it to the 7490, which we would have liked, but we can move the player. There's a village. It's the only good thing. It's a project village, so we're only going to do enough of it. Move the player. Get a smithy. Yeah, progress has pretty much died. It's nothing but mountains. We're gonna waste a little so we can trade a little. And And we can move the player. And things are not in the correct positions. All right, we need 3 more beds. That's a useless building. Okay, this is not a useless building. Of course, that had to fall out. Move the player. Move the player. Why are we using the sword? I switched over. All right, we're going to switch over. Ooh, we did it this time. All right, we're heading towards the smithy now. Of course, there has to be water flowing there. Jumping. And we move. Helpful. Helpful. Not the greatest, but helpful. Now, we don't have too much more time. Okay, this is heading in the wrong direction. This is heading in the wrong direction. We're jumping. We're going to try jumping. Wow, I would like to not have to deal with mountains. And that got to a healthy number, so we're good there. All right, we did make the jump. Thought we weren't going to. At this point, we can ditch that. Of course not. No, I'm not swinging the sword. We're not ducking either. Okay, we're moving the player. We're moving the player. And we're not moving the player. Okay, that would be why. I see an exit. Might want to be a bit careful on that, though. Brake. Brake. All right, it's getting dark, so no, we want bed. And next sleep will be it. Too far. Move the player. Place the boat. Place the boat. Can we move the player for a change? Yep, we are not going to make it. We wanted to, but everything had to go wrong. Dryer had to break. Now it's nothing but mountains. So what's the point? To get that much closer, really? But and we're only getting the neighbors because kind of how it works. And it not repeat. Brake. Use the tree to help get a little higher. I'd like to move. I'd like to be moving. I'd like to go in the correct direction. That would be nice. Oh, of course there had to be lava there. Wow, the game actually did do what was needed. I'm surprised there. Be nice as if we can have moving land. Land we can move with. And we want to be over here. Jumping. No, how about sword? This will be the last hurrah for this week. Break. Jumping. And trash. I really like to get around. Why are we swinging swords? Pressing buttons. Need to eat some food. Well, here's a bit of moving. Shorter mountain, so maybe this will be a good thing. Jumping. Wow, I just want to move. That's all I want to do is move. How about over here where I was? Move. We're not moving. That's a problem. And more junk. Sword. Yeah, we ain't making it. When it rains, like it actually is outside, it pours like it actually is outside. Can't move. Dryer brakes. Brake. one thing I need to break and it doesn't. Break! Jumping. Can we for once just circumvent a mountain? Looks like we can. But it won't be happening in this episode. So yeah, we're just going to call it good right here. And we'll move. There we go. Yeah, this is about as good as it's going to get today. So eat the food. Very unresponsive games. How about sword? 7,486,477. This is one way. George F551 saying, hope you enjoyed and have a good one.